This is the upward way, edifying, elevating, and educating.
The 7 things I wish I knew. 7 things I wish I knew before I got married. Now, I celebrated my 10 years in marriage in June the 5th. And I expect to do my birthday very soon. I'm going to turn 40 this month of August. That is August 28. But by looking back, there are some things I wish I knew before I got married. And I want to talk about these things that I wish I knew before I got married. And one of them, the first thing that I wish I knew before I got married is that the first year can be very tough. The first year can be very tough. Why am I saying so? I'm saying so because, it's a time for adjustment, it's a time for compromises, because you are moving in to live with someone that you had never lived with before. And so you have to learn new things. You have to adjust. You have to unlearn the old manners. You have to adjust sometimes your tastes and your preferences. You used to live in I, now you are moving and we. It's about we now. It's not about you as a person. And so it can be not necessarily the toughest, but it's one of the tough years that you are going to go through in marriage. The next thing I wish I learned before I got married is expecting 50-50, making marriage to be like a 50-50 affair, so that my wife does this and I do this, and it end up becomes like a tallying system. If she does not do A, B, C, then I'm not going to do X, Y, Z. And you see, that leads to a situation whereby, okay, because they did not do their part, then I'm not going to do their part. You end up, keeping scores and doing a tally of the things that you do. Marriage ought not to be a 50-50 affair. It has to be a 100% affair. That means I give my all. I love to my best. I support to my best. I give my 100% commitment. It's not a 50-50 affair where we have to meet or in the middle. That really messes up marriages. And one thing I also wish I knew is that marriage is not an happily ever after affair. Because there will be times that things will not be working well. There'll be times that you will be sick. There'll be times that you get annoyed. There'll be times that you annoy the other person. And so if you walk into marriage thinking that it is a happily ever after affair, then trust me, you are going to be one of the most disappointed people to walk on the surface of the earth, because you will not always get what you want. When I walked into marriage, I was expecting a perfect marriage, a very perfect marriage. I was a pastor, a young pastor, and I knew things were going to work well for me. But trust me, there are days that I've disappointed my wife, and there are days that she has disappointed me also. It's not a happily ever after affair. Sometimes you'll have to cry. The other thing I have learned, that I wish I learned before marriage, is that you cannot change your partner. Nothing much changes. In fact, your partner will remain more or less the same person that you married. So if you marry hoping that you are going to change the person, sorry. If you marry hoping that he's going to be or she's going to be your project, I'm very sorry, because little really changes. So those who are not married, maybe you can pick a cue from me. But please, as you shop around and as you look for someone, don't look for someone that you're marrying what they're going to be. No, marry who they are today. And trust me, you'll never go wrong. The other thing that I have learned is that there's something called compromise. And compromise is a great asset in marriage, because you will not always have your way. You will not always have your way, and you will not always do what you desire to do. You are in a partnership, and your opinions differ. No, it will call for a compromise. Sometimes you would want to do something, but maybe it is not for the common good, and so you have to go back to the drawing board and see what is it that we have to do. I can't just move to a new place, quit my job, or book a trip, or even make a major purchase without thinking about how it will affect my wife and my family. So one of the things I have learned is compromise is a big thing. It's a big thing. And number 6, it's not just about the wedding date. It is not about the wedding date. Trust me, with the help of my friends and family, I managed to organize a huge wedding. It was a royal wedding. It was a grand wedding. But it was just a day. So marriage is not just about the wedding. You can have the best pompous, colorful wedding in the world, but then you may hit the rocks in the next few months. Things can get boring. That's the last thing I've learned, that things can get boring. So sometimes you get into a life of marriage and things start to be predictable and start getting boring. After the excitement of the wedding and the honeymoon stage, and you're over the delight of the new, things in marriage, the novelty of marriage. You put some things in place, you organize your life, get some assets. You are still creative with the way you express love. Time comes, and then you settle in for a comfortable routine, and things start really getting boring. And that routine can drive people insane, lead people astray, but ultimately fill them with boredom that they try their best to shake off. And I want to say that it takes personal effort. You've got to see what you're going to do to spice up your marriage. What are you going to do to make things always colorful, so that you don't slide into a routine that becomes monotonous and boring for your marriage? And so these are the things that I've learned for the last 10 years in marriage. And I wish I learned most of these things before I got into marriage, because they are really very important and very essential. Thank you so much. May God bless you. And I wish that you subscribe to this channel. If you have not done so, please kindly, like I said before, click on the subscribe button. You can even click on the bell button so that you get notifications when posts are made to this channel. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
This is the upward way, edifying, elevating, and educating.